All right, folks, back here on the Bossman show here with North Carolina A&T Aggies head coach Sam Washington out of the Big South now. Coach has a big game coming up with his old MEAC rival, the Central Eagles over there out of MEAC, his old rival. Coach, how are things over there in Greensboro, man?
Everything's good. It's a little warm, but beyond that, everything is pretty good.
Good to hear that, Coach. Man, ask you this, man. You guys have not played in over almost 2 years, played two big games so far. Just tell me how exciting it was for you guys to get on the field again and play competitive football, not against themselves finally.
Finally, it was a long time coming, and it was a very long wait, and one that we struggled because of it. Honestly, I felt we was a lot rustier than I thought we would have been. Going into the first ball game, and we went in the first ball game with missing 13 starters. Went into this last ball game missing 7. So, but gradually we're getting everybody back on the field, and hopefully by we get to conference, we'll be a viable football team.
And Coach, let's go a little bit deeper than that. How did you all approach that time not being able to play anybody last year? Because I know guys have the juices flowing, they want to compete, and other guys getting a chance to play. They didn't get to play. So how did you all approach that for your young men and your staff to keep them guys sharp and prepare for this year coming up?
Well, it was very difficult, honestly, and we had to do it because we worked in pods, so we never had the full team, to work with. So we had to get it creative, and we did a lot of half line stuff. And we'll work weak side one day, strong side the other. And then on the third day, we'll work inside stuff. So we try to just, keep them busy and in tune. And for the most part, I thought they did a very good job with it.
And I can only imagine how using last year's experience to help those young men become better young men, because I know I'm in my mid-30s, I'm a little older than your guys are, but for me, this last year's made me a better man, a better person. So how'd you use that to make your opportunity, give our chance opportunity to grow as young men and let them know that, hey, this is what life is. Even though it's coming your way, and hey, you got to be ready for whatever life throws at you.
Absolutely. It's called adversity. And it either make you stronger or it knock you down. And we as athletes use it as a tool, to make us stronger. And we welcome adversity.
Most definitely, Coach. And talk about this, man. I know with being off, would you kind of help your guys get stronger in the weight room, change their diets, focus on recovery more? Because I know a lot of times young men that age, they don't really value what they put in their bodies. So your opportunity to strength staff to help those young men see, hey, the fuel you put in your body will help you play better on Saturdays.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's one of the things that we preach on a regular. And I'm proud to say we have a new strength conditioning coach, and he bought a nutrition package with him. And we do have a training table now. So eating is a huge part of what we do. It's about refueling the body and rest. It's very important they get the proper rest. So those two things that we really have been preaching, since returning to campus. Last year, the beauty of it from my perspective, we were the only one on campus. So now we have everybody back on campus. So there's an addition, a distraction. It's very difficult for them to walk around and not, socialize with the population. But we're gonna have to remain disciplined and do it very wisely.
Most definitely, Coach. And like you said, man, their recovery process, their nutrition piece, and a lot of times at the HBC level, the schools can afford it. The fact that you have that now is so a blessing, because I know young men need that HBC level to see how it's done the right way at the high major level. HBCUs, in my mind, should not be looked at as beneath those bigger schools. Because I'm a graduate at Tennessee State, so I know all about HBCU life. So I respect it. So I'm glad to see you guys have that. And for your young men to have the opportunity to really get taught how to eat right, how to recover and rest, I think it's a very blessing for your young men in their recovery and their careers going forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been a big part of what we've done here recently. As you stated, since we've been here, we never had a training table. So that within itself, I think, going to be a big help to the program.
And coach, talk about team camaraderie. This summer, you can have guys around you all. I mean, last year you couldn't do it on Zoom. Talk about the camaraderie of your team, them growing closer together, and that bond that you all want to have on the football field. Football is ultimate team sport, and they had that great bond, go through adversity together. Let's talk about that, having them on campus and some of the bond with each other even more.
It's so important, that they bond together, and that's one of the things that we really emphasize over the summer, and that's the purpose of getting them here during the summer. And not only that, you're bringing in a new crop as well, so they have to get acclimated to this environment and learn some other people along with their colleagues, their players. So it go hand in hand. I tell you, they have to trust each other. And so we have to do some of the things that, creating some, bonding and camaraderie, and so that they can gain trust and understand each other. They all come from different walks of life as well. So they have to understand where this person coming from, what they possibly have dealt with, to get to this point.
And coach, talk about, kind of mentioned recruiting, come from different backgrounds. You got the Carolinas, Virginia's up there, Georgia down right below you, Florida as well, Tennessee. Talk about being in Greensboro.
For the most part, recruiting was fairly easy for us in a sense, but it was very difficult with the COVID. One of the things that we were not able to do is bring the kids in and get to know them on a personal level, because of COVID, and that was missed. That was missed dearly. But however, I thought the coaches did a fantastic job. We have a very good freshman class. Matter of fact, 4 of them played last week against Duke. And we didn't realize it until after the game. We're like, man, we got freshmen out there playing against a Power 5 team, but they held their own, and they did well. And so, those are the things that make it worthwhile and make it enjoyable. When you see a young kid, mature at the rate that these guys have done.
And coach, for you going to the Big South, how has that affected recruiting? I know, and I hate to say this, I know kids look at the MEAC and say, oh, that's the MEAC. Now in the Big South, kids look, oh, it's the Big South now. So how has it been recruiting wise that you moved to the Big South now and playing those schools now?
Honestly, I haven't felt any difference. And that's the real. I thought it possibly would be an issue, with some kids, but we still able to recruit those same kids that we sought after. Here at A&T is very challenging academically, so that's the first thing. You gotta find some kids that can handle, the academic side of it and the challenges, because kids here compete in the classroom. And so, but I was proud. The freshman class came in with a 3.2 GPA average.
Wonderful. Hey, that is what it's all about, because as you and I both know, at some point in cleats have to be hung up. So you have to be successful in your major, have a good major that sustain you for the rest of your life. Because I major in business, and I got a radio show out of major in business at Tennessee State. So I didn't think I'd be in communications, but I am. So having a business degree helped give me that base to do what I do now. So if I'm gonna test one to any young men out there, hey, go to school, handle your business. You'll come in handy down the road after them cleats get hung up for sure.
You're absolutely correct. I think we emphasize you need to compete in the classroom as well, because that job offer it's going to be those same kids that you sitting next to applying for that same job you want. So you need to start competing just like you do on the field. Just like you're trying to win a football game, you got to win in the classroom.
Well, definitely. And coach, I'm asking about yourself personally, coach. At what point in your career did you decide you want to become a head coach and help lead young men and make an impact on their lives?
I tell you what, I was thinking it sooner than the opportunity presented itself. But you know what? I have absolutely no regrets. I was a defensive coordinator for many years before I became a head coach, and I really love that side of it too. It's dealing with the X's and O's and student athletes on a personal level, where you see them every day, in the meetings, constantly. And so you develop a real close bond, as a position coach, whereas the head coach is more of a overseeing duty, responsibility, and making sure that everybody is on the same page. And so you don't get as much, one-on-one with the kids. Now that I do miss.
I hear that, and you know what? And having a dad that's a coach, um, I didn't want to go into the profession. I just know that my children ain't good enough for that, coach. I started cursing kids out. It's not good. So I told my dad it wasn't my path. But I respect what you all do, because having over 100 kids look after as your own children, like some of these young men, you are their father. They don't have that at home. So talk about that. Being a coach at HBCU school, having a lot of young black men helping to raise them and become better men and husbands in society once they leave your program.
I think it's a gift. It's a gift God gave to me, to have that opportunity to be able to give and direct and mentor young men and guide them in the right way and showing them, it can be done. Because a lot of the kids that we, have not sure about their future and don't have no idea what they want to do when they leave college, or when they earn a degree. And then there's some that's not going, that didn't earn a degree, that still can produce and be valuable to society. And so I honestly believe it's a gift. The Lord He allows me to do that.
Most definitely. And coach, I feel like going to HBCU schools, man, is just such a blessing for a young man, because you feel at home because the people there understand you and your background, where you come from. I know I came from a situation where I wasn't had the most very marginalized community here in Atlanta, but I overcame that, and look where I am today. So going to Tennessee State, I felt that love and affection from the people around campus to help foster me to become a better man. And I think a lot of young black men should choose HBCU schools, whether it be Tennessee State, A&T, wherever, because they're going to let people understand them and really love them for who they are, and are going to help them become better in this world we're in today.
Absolutely. And I think when I recognize that the most is on Father's Day. On Father's Day, the number of calls and texts I receive, it's amazing. Guys just saying, Coach, thank you. And they be thanking me for little small things that I may have said or may have done that I had totally forgotten about. And but it was impactful to them, and maybe just what they needed at that moment. So again, it's a blessing that I sit in this seat and able to guide young African black males, to victory, on, in, and outside the classroom and the football field.
That's what I'm for, Coach, is, man. When you come to Atlanta, Coach, to recruit for any events to visit, what's your favorite spots to eat here in town, man?
Gladys, I love going over there. That's one of my favorite, and it's a seafood joint. I don't know what's the name of it.
Papados?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Papados, yes.
I don't know the name, but I know what 2 locations are. I can get to 2 of those.
Yes, sir. Yes, hey, Coach. But I will tell you, there's some more for you. Raised on the River. That's Creole food. 6 feet under. The name is terrible, but it's 2 locations in Grant Park and 11th Avenue, 6 feet under, and Raised on the River. You will enjoy that, and the juicy crab as well, Coach. So that's your seafood. Those 3 spots for you.
All right, Bob. I certainly will remember that.
Yes. Yes, sir. Coach Wash, thank you for your time tonight, Coach.
Absolutely.
And we'll do this again real soon. Best luck to get Central, and hope you great year and be healthy and be safe. I'll talk to you real soon, Coach.
Thank you so very much. Enjoy it.
Have a great night now.
You as well.